Everybody knows that all the people don't have liberties, all the people don't have freedom, all the people don't have justice, and all the people don't have power, so that means none of us do. Provide the leadership to the people's revolution so he can take this country and change it. Turn it upside down and put the last first and the first last. Not only for black people, but for all people.
We have a role to play in the American Revolution because we're 1/3 here. As a nation, we got a stake here. Our parents have sweated here. We have died here so that we have a stake here. And for that revolution within the United States, we see ourselves hooking up with black people, with Native Americans, with Asians, and with other Latinos to form a united front.
Radical, from the late Latin radicalis, meaning of or from the root, going to the foundation or source of something, favoring fundamental or extreme change. No other word could better describe the political contributions of Kathleen Cleaver and Iris Morales, not just their struggles during the 60s and 70s, but also the work they continue in the new millennium.
She is gonna fight the fight forever.
She's made me wanna, be on point.
The activism of Kathleen Cleaver and Iris Morales did not end with their departures from the Black Panther and the Young Lord parties. Quite the contrary, they remain deeply committed to social justice, dedicating themselves to developing meaningful relationships with younger activists and providing us with much needed mentorship.
Iris is probably the one person who has really forced me gently to live my politics and to act with integrity.
Well, personally, as an African-American female, just navigating what that means in American society is it's definitely a trial. It's definitely a process. And I think Kathleen Cleaver is a good person to look at as a model of how to navigate.
At Uprose, one of the things that we do is, we provide childcare, food, translation. We try to create a space where people can come and participate without feeling that there are any obstacles. That kind of organizing, those are things that I learned from the way that Iris works. I think that there's a tendency for women to be competitive with each other, to not support each other, and that level of sisterhood, of support, I couldn't find anywhere else. And Iris was different in that she was very generous with her wisdom, with her time, and with her support.
She was renegade. She looked beyond her own experiences and looked towards generations to come. And I think that's important, that we don't always look at our present and ourselves, but she brings it back to the community.
Kathleen is going to be a foremother to subsequent generations because of the work that not only she did in the 60s and 70s, but that she continues to do even now.
It was a time when a lot of the older activists, more seasoned activists, I like to say to them that they were the generation that didn't trust anybody over 40, and they had turned into the generation that didn't trust anybody under 40.
Sometimes people, activists, we get jaded and we just think like, oh gosh, do we have to be having this conversation again? Iris never asks those kinds of questions. She'll have the conversation as many times as she needs to have it.
A lot of people don't necessarily want to be a role model. She knows that she's a role model to a lot of people and she takes it seriously. And it's important to her to have a relationship with you, and she wants to make sure that you're doing sort of all of the best things that you can be doing.
Well, Iris is one of the few elders I know who actually likes to mentor younger people. And I feel like in the movement, we desperately need to know what other people did wrong and right so that we know what we're doing with ourselves.
They pursued that elusive balance between the political, the personal, and the professional, making change while raising families, pursuing educational goals and artistic dreams, and guiding the next generation of activists while documenting their experiences for the public record.
She was an entertainment attorney at the time, and I remember her telling me that she has this project that she wanted to work on, which was she wanted to develop a film about the Young Lords. And I remember sitting there thinking to myself, this woman's crazy. She wants to do a documentary project. She doesn't have a budget, really. She has all of this rich history that she wants to tell, that she actually participated in.
She is just brilliant with working with people who really know very little about the movement, and particularly nationalist movements. So she's here explaining nationalist movements and using the film exactly as it was intended to express what was going on there and to make the connection that what was happening then is happening now. And I got to witness people in the room really get it.
And I remember looking at the film in the big screening and like literally tears rolling down my face, saying she actually did it.
I think that for Kathleen, her politics is art. Her activism is art and artful. It's elegant and graceful and beautiful and articulate and proud and striving and insistent.
You know, at this point in her life, she could just sort of rest on her laurels and say, you know, I've done it all, it's up to you. But she's still out there and she's still working to make things better.
She's, continues to inspire me. I mean, right now she's taking some classes. She's doing, I think, another master's, and she's dabbling in a new field. And so the learning process continues, and that's what she shows me, that life is a learning process.
For the long term, regardless of where I am in life, as I struggle through the organization that I helped to start a few years ago and what comes next and where does it all fall, I just kind of know she's there,
I'm ready to give back to them the way that they've given so much to me.
If I had to think of a word that is Kathleen or that reflects Kathleen or something, I would say it would be powerful.
Revolutionary.
Ferocious.
Light.
Siempre pa'lante.
I wouldn't want to cross Sister Kathleen. No. We want to get on her bad side. I'm glad she's on my team. Or better yet, I should better phrase this properly, I am very honored to be on her team.
I just wish you health. I wish you strength. I wish you to continue with the cause.
I think that she has a lot of lessons to share, and I just wish her the peace of knowing that she's impacted so many people, and to step out and accept that it's well-deserved.
Their lives have dug deep, and their work has stretched our minds like rubber bands. As we pay tribute to them today with the Morales Cleaver Tribute Award, we want them both to know that as younger women, we have found sanctuary and benefited in their commitment to social change. We love you both in threes: gift, sister, comrade. It is now our turn to stretch our imagination and to not only continue this revolution you both have created towards hope, movement, and change, but to share it with those even younger than us. Sisters, manas, our revolution is not just a revolutionary, long-lasting lipstick or hairspray that gives us revolutionary hold or revolutionary anti-lock brakes. No, our revolution can be found within ourselves. No leader necessary. Or sometimes we find her in ciphers with folks breaking it down while light bulbs go off in our heads. Our revolution belongs to the people, and our call to action is to make sure no one ever sells her out.